extremely happy to see the progress that we have made in this journey that probably began a little over 4 years ago by Corporate Responsibility Watch with very meager resources and a lot of volunteerism and an overwhelming desire to rally with the national voluntary guidelines and the letter and spirit of what it put out for businesses and responsible business in the country. I think what started as a detailed look at the business responsibility reports that were put out by the companies has now evolved into an index, a modest one, but a fairly comprehensive one in as far as looking at it through the lens of social inclusion. These BRRs through the lens of social inclusion. And this is the second edition. I must say that the hard work that has gone into making of this report, and it's quite a lot of job to first sieve through the mine of information that is not directly just in the BRR, but also from the company websites and the various reports that has been put out by the companies, to first sieve through that and then make sense out of it, collate it, send it back to the companies, and then make sense of it through the lens of social inclusion has been a tremendous job. And I think Pradeep and Dheeraj and the team from Praxis and PIC who's made this happen, and I know it has been quite a lot of work. I think you both deserve a special mention, and the entire team that has been working together this, and all the people who've been guiding this process. I think before the team gets into the details of what is in the report, just a few general thoughts by way of setting the context. As we look back at the 25 years of economic liberalization, we've just passed the 25th year and we are into the 27th year of liberalization. If we look at a cursory look at the macroeconomic picture would tell us that the biggest challenge continues to remain the correction of inequity, which Nisha has mentioned with great detail in her talk. This correcting the inequity in this enormous distribution of this enormous wealth that has been created over this period. If you look at the unemployment reducing by less than 1%, to be precise 0.7%, from 4.3 to 3.6, and abject poverty remaining unchanged, this whooping nearly 1,400% jump in per capita income remains a real cruel joke on the vast majority of people who form the denominator of this calculation of per capita income. It has not reached them, and we know that. And this definitely should make businesses introspect, who's been the largest beneficiary and the key driver of this huge economic story, this GDP growth of 2,200+% over this 25-year period, to introspect and say, where did we fail? Where did we fail, both in terms of reducing unemployment as well as redistributing or distributing this enormous wealth that we have created? And we do know that the 2% is not the answer. It has to be more than that. And I do believe that for the country to stay the course of the growth path, we have to find better ways of distribution of wealth, and businesses will have to think beyond the profit box and possibly partner with civil society, government, and communities, most importantly, to find creative and sustainable solutions. And IRBI is a very small step in that collective quest to explore ways of correcting the growth story that we've been going through. And this year's report provides a data set a new set of data set and analysis to help companies evolve policies that are aligned to the national voluntary guidelines and create an enabling ecosystem that will provide what I would think is a more level playing field between companies and communities and that relationship between them. And this new stress on Make in India, I think Sri Amitabh Kant is here. This new stress on Make in India, which is aimed at retaining the wealth that is created within the country, in the country itself, will remain meaningless to the vast majority, again, who are on the margins, unless we are able to collectively imagine and conduct businesses responsibly. And we do hope that this set of data, that is data set that is being provided by IRBI, will help companies in taking that step collectively. Thank you very much.